Guys, JJ here, back with another Alliance War video, and this war we are matching against Universal Stars with the Book of Ashanti. They banned Dazzler, Negasonic Teenage Warhead, Serpent, Purgatory, and Shathra. So we will be joining today with a team of Count Nefaria and Spiral, and then a little protection with Heimdall, because, you know, it's always nice to have a Heimdall on the team, especially in war, you know. Mistakes are not good in war. You don't want to die. Dying in war is very, very bad. So, yeah, rank 4 Count Nefaria, Spiral. I am going to be taking Path 2 in Section 1, Path 5 in Section 2, a Rintrah on Node 39, a Sasquatch on Node 45, and a Mangog on Node 46. Count Nefaria will be doing most of the heavy lifting this war, so, I'm going to be doing big boosts because we're doing it all in one run. And I'm going to be putting on science boosts as well, probably in a few seconds. So Universal Stars, when we matched them, we thought that we were probably going to, beat them. But at this point in the war, we were losing, by a good amount. So I just didn't want to be that guy to also die to an alliance that we shouldn't be losing to. So, yeah. Prey on the Feeble, he gains prowess whenever buff fails or whatever. I don't even know, but it doesn't matter. Nefaria is going to destroy it. Start off with a counter evade. No unfazed trigger. Maybe he's not running it. Who knows? More parries. Get more charges. MD pushes him red, and I get Ionic Overcharge because of it. And I try to parry this last hit of the special, and I just get hit by it. Lovely. Throw a special 1 after evading, and I get more charges, and I throw an SP2, and it does big damage. 70k crit, power backs bring me back to a bar, and I think I punished this with a evade. Great, it gets energy vulnerability, and then, yeah, he just disappears quickly. And that was a 41-second fight by Nefaria. He has good damage. He most definitely does. The next fight can be a little bit deceivingly easy, but trust me, it's not. There's an Amplify node with Strike Counter, and basically, Hyperion will be gaining a lot of power, and Spiral steals power, but she doesn't really control it. Oh, actually, no, she does. She does a very good job, and that's why we assigned her, but I put on an Invuln just in case, because I knew that eventually he'd probably go red with all those Amplifies. There's also Encroaching Root, which adds another layer of complexity to this fight. And I need to punish specials because he's tactic. So I throw a special there to avoid Encroaching Root, and because most of the blades went during the power gain buff, so it's increased steal. So look at all the power I'm stealing. I'm doing a ton of damage, and then he goes red. So yay, I throw another SB1, and this is why we Invuln boost, so that we don't, die or take a lot of damage and have to use potions. So I eat the SP3. Cool animation. And he's going to be unblockable after this because he's tactic and there's no way to punish. So I just eat the hits. And then I throw a special into midair and he just throws a heavy attack, which is cool. And that kills him. So less than a minute, 54 seconds. Happy with that fight. Definitely could have been worse. My alliance mate Sam is clearing with his mini account. So checking in on that. So I'm taking Path 5. There is this Now You See Me node, which applies a Falter every 6 seconds if you don't hit them, but Spiral is Falter immune, so she basically hard counters that part, and then there's Ebb and Flow Intercept, which is kind of annoying because Spiral's not the easiest to intercept with, but I'm sure that won't be too much of a problem. The biggest problem of this fight in general is just Nova's tactic, so if you punish Spiral's tactic, if you punish his specials, you'll go unblockable, and Nova doesn't really like it when you're unblockable. Some ridiculous 70%. So there I got a very nice light intercept. I'm not really used to hitting those with Spiral. She doesn't have the best light intercept reach, but I hit it there, and then I hit a medium there. So yeah, throw the blades. But the problem is that he's about to purify all the ruptures when the protection comes back, but he's down to 55%, so I'm just gonna try to get an intercept, and I get it, and I throw a special with 12 fervors, so I'm doing great damage. He has 3 buffs on him. This is all going very well, and then yeah, I throw it into midair. And this is where things kind of go south. I get hit, lose my invuln, double medium, so I still have one more hit. And then I'm trying to get an intercept, fishing, hitting his block. Dex special, I don't punish because I don't want to get the unblockable, but then I just kind of just let him hit me. Then I just run into a special one, and at this point, like, I know I'm probably not going to die, but it's just like I'm prolonging the fight way more than it needs to be, so I just get a clean medium intercept, throw a special one, and he's donezo. So, yeah, minute 15 seconds, not too bad. Spiral hard counters that node, but I was definitely not playing to the best of my ability here. Here we have a destroyer, and normally you want to send a spider punk or a Kate Bishop or someone that has a evade counterattack punch thingy so that you don't get punished by the unstoppable. But with Nefaria, you just get hit and take little damage and then heal it up. And the mighty charge is kind of annoying here. As you can see, he's running unfazed, but he kind of has an unfazed of his own. Whenever he does a dashing attack, he gains the unstoppable thingy. But the main thing in this fight that you do different than you normally do against Destroyer is not throw SP1s into block. That's not intentional. I don't know why I did that. Cool. The main thing is that you want to bait SP1s and don't want to dex any of the hits, which I did there. But you want to evade the last hit to gain the energy vulnerability, and you want him to gain as many charges as possible because then he throws the big power gain. And when you're in Ionic Overcharge, you get the power gain. And over there, I just flat out didn't parry the last hit. Yay. And then, yeah, I missed the what's called there. I didn't miss. I got punished by the unstoppable. So, big special 2 there. He gets the power gain, and just look at my power bar. Look at how much power I'm getting. And I'm just siphoning, like, I think 60% of it. So, yeah, back-to-back special 2s. I'm sure power backs are definitely helping. Into his block, hits me. He crits me, so that does damage. But, look, when he crit me, it did 12k. When he hit me normally, it did 800. His resistances are nuts. And I throw a special into his protection to end the fight, and it does. Minute 13 seconds. Really not upset about that fight at all. Next, we have a Rintra on node 39. Not sure why he's placed here. The Footloose buffs kind of fall off during Rintra's super long special attack animations. But I can understand why he can be tricky here. Maybe, like, you're hoping that you don't bring a power gain control champ, which wouldn't make any sense because they left Nefaria unbanned. So yeah, I'm going in here. I think I'll throw in an invuln just to be safe because, there's rich get richer, Always be safe. Spoiler alert, I did not need it. Nefaria controls power gain so well and so easily. So I dex to start benefiting from rich get richer. I accidentally parry. And then I'm just like, okay, I enter overdrive because of dex expiring for Mystic Dispersion. I eat these debuffs to gain more health and power and more stuff. He throws a special, and look at his power bar. He's not gaining any power from Rich Get Richer, so yeah, that's great. He throws a heavy attack, and I'm just gaining more my charges thingies, and I'm controlling just about everything, and then I throw a big SP2, and I get a really big crit, 69,000, and yeah, even with Rintra's crit resistance, and what happened is there, I counter-evaded the special, and then he evaded my counter-evade, and then hit me, like, really hard. Well, not hard, I had an invuln, so no more invuln, but at this point I know that I really won't be needing it, and I try to parry the last hit, and he evades it again, so I just throw SP1 into his block, and he evades that also. I'm pretty sure it's a 25% chance to evade, so I'm just getting really unlucky here. Fury's about to fall off, so I eat more of my debuffs to get more power, and I really want to throw a heavy attack, so much so that I fully whiff, and I parry again to do it. There was no reason to throw a heavy attack, I just wanted to do it. It wasn't me thinking that I needed to remove his charges when he was at 3 and not remembering how Rintra works. It wasn't that, I promise. Anyways, we're hitting really hard because of the 10 Furies, and yeah, he's gone. Minute and a half. I'm fine with that. Rintra is pretty much a tank, so Nefaria doing that fight quickly is great. I'm happy with that. Next, we're taking the Sasquatch on node 45, Hazard Shift, Bleed, and Cold Snap. Armor Break immunity, which Sasquatch already is. And then there is Conflictor, which benefits Nefaria so much. Look, all I do is one singular parry, and bam, Ionic Overcharge. So, yeah. He's bleed immune, and normally that's really bad, but when you're fighting a Mystic champ, it's not bad when you're bleed immune because you don't lose your charges. The only annoying part about this fight is when you're cold snapped, you can't activate your evade. So I'm going to try to over here. It doesn't work. And I knew that going in. I just probably didn't process it during the fight. So yeah, I just gain power whenever I trigger Conflictor. I'm doing big damage, get my charges back up so I don't, lose my form. And some parries, gaining power, throws special, well, bait. Can't evade because I have cold snap. Throw the big special. And I'm just doing a ton of damage, even through all of his rage. And I'm not worried about this fight at all right now. So throw a special 1. He's out of special 2. And he hits Wrath right in the middle, so he's not unstoppable. I get the energy vulnerability. And at this point, he's just so done. So yeah, big special 2. 100k crit at the end. So yeah, Nefaria is very, very good. And my last fight is this cute little Mangog on 46. And I say cute, but if you eat an SB2, you're in trouble. So we're using Nefaria here, waiting for my alliance mate to give me energy so I don't have to buy another refill. How kind of him. Yeah, so I think I put on an invuln. Or, I don't know. I don't remember. I swore it was a while ago. I apologize, I'm very behind. Then I go right in. So there's aspect of evolution, so eventually I'm just going to stop critting. And he gains a lot more power, but Nefaria just handles that with his passive Ionic Overcharge. Well, why does this champ exist? He's so broken. Yeah, so whenever I block, he gains that green little thingy where he can't be pushed back by basics, which is kind of scary. But it should be fine, right? I won't get backed in the corner and he'll be unstoppable and unblockable, right? That won't happen, right? Anyways, I get my mode up, so he stops passively gaining power, and I don't want to push him to 2 bars, so I just, yeah. And I'm siphoning willpower, just playing really well. And then, yeah, he's unblockable and unstoppable, and I parry, and he doesn't punish. So I have some really nice corner play, full dex, second special in a row. Heavy attack, I have no idea why. I felt like it, I guess. Hit him while he's parried, and then just full dex again. Full dex again. I'm really impressed with this because I'm not very good in the corner normally. Yeah, so I do that, and I see he's at like 60%, and I'm like, I could full send, right? 3 vulnerabilities, enough charges to get me max furies, relic into SP2, big damage, and I throw an SP1 into midair, and it kills him. So yeah, we ended up losing to Universal Stars, which is an alliance that we should not be losing to, and it was just a rough war overall. Right now, AOH Book of Ashanti is 2-2 on the season, and I hope that we can continue and do much better in the future. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.